What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm right here with my good friend Jerry, and today we're going to be doing another how to install. I'm going to let him explain what I'm doing here. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. And now we're gonna be working on Jesse's truck again, the Mamalona right here. So we're gonna be doing the full leaf pack replacement in the rear. So he's gonna get new bumpers, so it's gonna get kind of heavy. So we're gonna show you guys the process.
One more thing that we're gonna be doing, we're also gonna add some Timbren Bump Stops to the rear. We'll show you guys how we install them, and we're gonna adjust the front a little bit more. Another thing, I wanna go ahead and give this guy a big shout out and a congrats, because he just got a brand new shop. Make sure to get all your installs done through him. He's trusted. You can ask anyone. He's a great guy as well. Let's get it. All right, so now that we have the truck on the lift, let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what we're installing, and then we'll go from there. So of course, a leaf pack, if you guys don't know, is going to be this thing right here, which goes all along that way. We're going to be replacing it completely, so the stock one is going to go out. So if someone does want to buy it, let me know. It does have a deaver added leaf in the middle. So let's go ahead and look over here. So here we have the brand new ones. These are the Old Man Emu Dakar heavy duties leaf pack. So we're going to be replacing the whole thing completely. Like I said, we have brand new bushings for them. So they're going to be right here. We have the IBOC wrench. The reason why is because we're also going to be adjusting the front coilovers. So shout out to IBOC on that one. And then we do have some used Timbren bump stops and U-bolt flip kit. I do got to give a big shout out to my good friend Jed on that one. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be installing and doing today. So if you guys are interested on how to do it, make sure to watch today's video. All right, Jerry. So as always, we're going to go ahead and show them, of course, how it's done. But if they end up wanting it, you already know information on him is down below. So if you guys do want him to install it, I'd highly recommend it. So you want to go ahead and just show them, I guess, what's first? Yeah.
All right guys, so once you have placed a vehicle either like in jack stands or like in a car lift, so pretty much step one is going to be to remove the tires. Then after that, there's a few steps that we got to make sure that you guys do. So this, you got the e-brake right here. So you're going to have two brackets. So one is right here and the other one is up here. I recommend to remove two of them because you're going to drop the differential. So this one is going to be on the way too. So you won't have enough plate to pretty much work with it. Remove this one too, and this one is going to drop. Second step is going to be to remove the lower shock bolts right here, so you can actually drop the differential. Okay, so once you have removed that, we're going to go ahead and remove the bolts right here. So you got the 4 nuts. And before you do that, either you do it like in the ground or you're going to do it like in a car lift. So make sure that you have a jack stand either for the ground or something like this to put it out underneath right here, okay? Because once you disconnect the U-bolts, be aware that the leaf pack is gonna drop, and it's not gonna drop gently, it's gonna drop, you know, so it could get hurt. And after that, obviously we're gonna remove the shackles and all that kind of stuff, the bolt in the front, but we're gonna show you guys the process, so don't get scared. You know, we're gonna do it step by step.
If you guys don't believe me on this part, if you guys ask someone that's actually done this at home, it's super difficult. So that's why I say just let him do it and make your life a lot easier. And just like that, it goes out.
I recommend doing this ones gradually. So it's just gonna be like one, and one. If you do one side at a time, it's gonna drop right away. It's gonna snap, okay?
You guys did see, this is the stock bump stop, and I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning of the video, we're gonna be putting the other aftermarket bump stop, which is a lot bigger than this and a lot better. Just like that, super easy. Now that we removed that U-bolt, it just kind of lets the differential drop a little bit more, so that's what we're doing right now.
Once you have the differential drop like this, so you now have the room, so the next step is pretty much disconnected it. You're gonna remove this one right here, so which is gonna come out this side. If you have the spare, you're gonna have a hard time. to take it off. So if you have the spare, I would recommend you dropping the spare a little bit, you know, like a foot if you want, so you can have this one out. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hard time like taking it off. Leave it like that for now. This one right here. That's it.
Now we're gonna do this bad boy. Of course, you already moved the nut. We just need to pop out that whole bolt.
That's it.
And just in case some people are curious, how much you think that thing weighs?
This I would say like 70 pounds.
70 pounds? So if you can't lift 70, don't even try.
Yeah, I'll try it. Yeah, this thing is
hurt yourself.
And then being in the ground, holding it, yeah, they're heavy.
Damn. Right now we're gonna show you guys kind of like a side by side. But of course, that's the stock leaf pack. As you can tell, it is pretty skinny, and that's that I have a add a leaf in it. So it does look a little thicker than the stock, but it's still skinny. Let's go ahead and show you guys side by side now with the new one. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and show you guys the comparison. So of course, the one right here is the old man Emu. The brand new ones that we're gonna be installing, you can tell just alone by the thickness. I believe this gives it what, like a 2-inch lift, right, for the rear?
Yeah, like 2.5 inches, roughly, something around there for the heavy duty.
That is the heavy duty one, like you said. And then that's of course the stock one, super skinny, and it can't hold much weight. So that's why we're replacing it.
So once you have the leaf packs on the ground, pretty much like this. So what we have to do is, you'll need the shackle, the stock shackle that is on the leaf pack. So you're gonna take that off and you're gonna place it on the new one. So you gotta make sure that you put it actually on the back side of the leaf pack. So the OME Emus, they come with a little mark right here. So you see the little arrow. So this one means that it goes to the front towards the engine. So that means that you're gonna put the shackle right here, okay? So this is a 19 millimeter. So now remove it like this. Sometimes these ones are a little bit thicker, so sometimes the shackle is compressed. So if it doesn't fit, you're gonna need to have a like a little vise or your good friend, the hammer, to hammer it down a little bit or something.
The hammer and some muscles.
Yeah, and then put it back on. Just hand tight it. Don't use the impact yet because you're gonna need to play with it once you put it back on the truck, okay? And also make sure that you put it on the same direction, pointing out. So a lot of guys, I've seen them that they put them towards the chassis. So when you actually performing, the bolts start robbing the hanger. So and then you bend it or damage it, and then you cannot take it off. You gotta cut it. So make sure you put it in the same direction, okay?
Just in case people are curious, how much you think that weighs now?
Well, it's a double of it. Probably not the double, but yeah, it's heavy. So if you can lend a hand from someone, you better do it, you know? But I mean, I always do this, you know, we do it by ourselves, so we're already used to it.
And you guys can see his sexy muscles, he's pretty buff.
Not really. You're lifting leaf packs.
This is his gym, you guys. Damn. And just make sure you align it properly.
Yep.
That way you don't damage anything over time.
Once you have it there, you're gonna be sitting in the differential right here. It has like a little slot where you're gonna go through. So you sit it there and work in the front. Since you don't have any adjustments right here, try to put the bolt through and then go to the back, and you're gonna play with this so you can move it, you know? So, but right now, we're gonna work in the front and then we just go from there.
So now we're gonna go ahead and lift this thing back up just to kind of help us guide the front piece there so we can put the bolt back in. Your ass? Woo! Once you've hand tightened it, what's next? Do they hit it with the gun? Not yet, I would expect.
No, not yet. We're gonna do that at the end. So you gotta hand tighten it just like that, and then just leave everything loose, and you know, at least just 3 bolts. So now we're gonna go and drop the differential again.
Make sure you guys put in that bolt correctly. So put it in through the back first, and on this side will be the nut.
Yep. so you can actually have access to visual inspection, you know. Here, as you can see, you know, now we're lifting the truck, so the differential is gonna be off a little because obviously it's gonna be dropping more. So the pin is gonna be off a little. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So sometimes you just gotta move the differential a little.
There it is.
Go. But imagine doing it in the ground. It's gonna take you more than that.
Not only that, it's gonna be scary as hell.
That's pretty much the basics of replacing it. And now we're gonna do all the steps backwards. But now we're gonna put the U-bolt flip kit with the bump stop. So yeah, let's do it. We have right here, here's the kit, the U-bolt flip kit, along with the bump stops right here. If you get like a used kit like you just did, I mean, I would recommend you like getting like new U-bolts. You know, when you need bump stops, when you have a lot of weight in the rear, you want pretty much to avoid, you know, like bottom in your shocks. You know, you don't want it to explode or to start getting leaks, you know, the seals, you know, blowing up and all that. They will take the hit, you know, like nicely, and pretty much you take care of your shocks, you know, and more confidence on the trail. I would recommend, you know, like getting either these ones are the Timbren, I believe, Timbren Bump Stops. I mean, like once you have your rag, your tent, you know, camping gear and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you're gonna start like sagging a lot in the rear. So that's for sure. When you're gonna hit a dip, you're gonna go all the way to the bump stops. So make sure you have these, okay?
Side-by-side comparison. So of course this one here is the factory one that it comes with. As you can tell, it's super small and it doesn't feel good. This one here is going to be, of course, the brand new one from Timbren, which mine is used, but that's going to be new to me, and it's seriously, it's a huge difference.
But you got your bump stop and your U-bolt flip kit together, looking like this. You're gonna place it on top of the leaf pack like this. Now you're gonna grab your U-bolts.
Oh yeah. So right there at the top, you want to go ahead and put your washer, and then you go ahead and put the nut, and then you'll go ahead and do the same thing to the opposite side, and then you'll have your brand new U-bolt flip kit with some bump stops, if you guys went this route, of course. So another thing you're going to notice, you're going to get rid of this huge bracket that was down here that was kind of hanging low. It won't have that anymore because, of course, that's what the U-bolt flip kit does. So looks good. So we're going to go ahead and just finish this up, tighten those down, and then we'll get back to you guys. So of course now we just need to go ahead and tighten everything down to spec, but I wanted to show you guys. So check out this leaf pack, check out the bump stop. Let's go ahead and now move to the other side that we haven't done. So that's the stock leaf pack, and then that's the stock bump stop. So as you can tell, it's a drastic difference, so I can expect a lot better off-road as well. And then of course once we put that bumper, it should ride nice and smooth.
Once you're done with this, with the U-bolt flip kit, and you know, we've done, you know, the torque and everything, so we're gonna go ahead and put the shock back on. So as you can see, pretty much this is pretty much the measurement that you extended the differential with the leaf pack. So now you have to go up, so we're gonna use a jack stand to reach all the way here.
So now that we have it in this position here, I want to give you guys a tip. So as far as for me, this leaf pack is adequate for the shock that I do have. Now if you guys do not have like extended shocks or just shocks that can go with an actual leaf pack like this, I would not recommend it because you could actually end up damaging the shock if it's not able to take a leaf pack like this. So another thing too, you don't want to pull the shock down and try to get that bolt in there. That's why we were doing it reverse, by pulling up the differential until it matches up with the specific shock, so that way we can put the bolt through there. Now if you guys do it with like smaller shocks or even the your stock ones, if you try to do it with that, you're gonna damage it. So just take note of that. These are aftermarket and these are adequate to be able to run a leaf pack like this. One side down, of course. Now all we have left is to do the driver's side, and then once we finish up that side, then we could go ahead and start moving to the front and just readjust the shocks. But hell yeah, just first looks, it looks way better than it did before. I know this isn't for looks, but I'm just stating that it looks good.
Once you finish with the shock and all that, so you're gonna do the other steps backwards. What I recommend here, you know, this is an optional tip, you know, you don't have to do it, but I highly recommend it because it happened to me in my truck personally. What we're doing is you're gonna cut this clamp off. You're supposed to put it right here, okay? The thing is that you get way more of down travel or flex with these leaf packs. So what's gonna start happening? So the e-brake is gonna start like stretching a lot. So you're gonna start stripping this thing off. And then all of a sudden, one day, what's gonna happen? You're gonna try to put your e-brake back on, and this thing is just gonna snap. But I highly recommend like taking it off.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. Spliced it off. We're good to go. It's still sturdy in its place. It ain't going nowhere.
All right, guys. So now that we're finished with both sides, so now we're gonna go ahead and leave the retorque until the end. It has to be done on the ground, okay? And why it has to be done on the ground? Because you want the weight of the truck pretty much to drop on the leaf backs again, and everything has to go back to its place where it was. So right now everything is just hanging, just dropping. So if you torque it, it won't be exactly how it's supposed to be, okay? So it has to be on the ground. Once you put it on the ground, you're gonna get under the vehicle, and then you're gonna use the torque wrench, and you're gonna do all the torquing, okay? So we're gonna show you that, guys, on the end. Another tip, really important right here, once you do the leaf back replacement, even if it is like 2 inches or 3 inches, the most important thing right here is gonna be your brake lines, okay? So as you can tell right here, so this one you have just a little bit of play, not anymore. So that means when you flex and all that, so they're gonna drop even longer, okay? So you have to replace them, you know, as soon as possible. You don't have to do it right away, but I highly recommend to do it at the same time. But if you can, just put this on your to-do list, okay?
Next, and now that we've done the rear, we're done with that. Of course, if you guys aren't readjusting your fronts, you can skip this step. But as far as for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and record this. It's not really part of the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the fronts just so that way it matches up with the rears. As far as for me, I do have the iBack Pro Stage 2 lift. So with those, it actually allows us to adjust them.
So we're gonna be adjusting the iBack coilovers right here. And this time we're gonna do it the all way, I would say. We're not gonna remove them to adjust them. So we're gonna be using their spanner wrench right here. So we're gonna do it by hand. So we're gonna do a quarter higher on this side. As you guys probably know, the tackling. So we're gonna do higher on this side, on the driver's side, and then we're gonna go a little bit lower on the passenger side.
So now that it's on the ground, I don't know if you guys can tell from before, but that's a lot higher. So it looks so much better. So now we actually have clearance. It actually looks lifted. And then let's go ahead and go to the front. And same thing. That looks way better now that they're adjusted. So it looks like nice and even. The front might drop slightly, but that's fine. I mean, once we get that rear bumper on, it might even it out a little bit more. But it looks really good. So I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it's a lot higher. So now we got a lot of clearance. Hell yeah. Let's check out this side, same thing. So of course, like we were saying, once you have it on the floor, just make sure to torque everything down. So that's what he's gonna do right now with the torque wrench. Just go underneath and torque all the leaf packs down, and then you can go ahead and just enjoy it. Alright you guys, so I hope you guys did enjoy today's installation video. I hope it helps you guys out, but as always, if you guys are intimidated on doing this, I would highly suggest just leaving it to Jerry to go ahead and do this installation. His prices are good and his quality is good as well. He can get you the parts if you guys are curious, and of course do the install for you. So yeah, so you want to go ahead and say any more words?
Oh well, pretty much guys, thank you for following the journey, you know, with Jesse and I appreciate that a lot, all the support. And like Jesse mentioned in the beginning, you know, we just opened up this new location right here, San Marino, just across the street as the other one. So you know, anything you guys need, you know, like suspensions, general fabrication, installations, and all that kind of stuff, you know, we got you guys here. He's gonna put all the information below, and then it's gonna be the new phones, emails, and all that kind of stuff is gonna be just closer right there. So, but yeah, guys, thank you for everything again, and thank you, Jesse, for coming back again, brother.
Hell yeah.
Jesse Rizo is here for you. It's here for you, now. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.